Hello everybody and welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Coming at you guys today with a little review and swatches of the Lily Lolo Laid Bare palette. Now you guys know I'm a big fan of this palette if you already saw my Lily Lolo One brand tutorial. If you have not, there's an idea of how you can wear the palette in the description box down below. And if you'd like me to do a smoky eye with this palette, let me know as well. So I wanted to share you guys with this palette because it's a little different compared to what Integrity Botanicals has to offer. It's a completely pressed shadow palette. In here we have 2, 4, 6, 8 shades coming in at 8 grams total, so that gives you about a gram of shadow. Not a ton of product, but plenty, because I don't know about you, I've never hit pan on a shadow unless it was like a brow bone shade or something like that, but I haven't hit pan on these shadows, and I've had this palette for a little while now. I think this is a good everyday palette, and it retails for $34, so not bad in price whatsoever to get 8 shades. Now I have some pros with this palette, I have some cons. The biggest pro being that it is pressed. The shadows have really nice buttery consistency. I will quickly swatch it so you guys can see. The pigmentation is nice. The pigmentation is not crazy. If you go somewhere you're gonna swatch, you're gonna be like, oh my god, isn't that insane? It's great though, it's smooth, and definitely shows up on the eyelid. You don't have to work too hard. These shadows are all blendable. My only gripe is that there are no matte shadows in here. So here we have a satin, and then we also have a satin down here, but the rest are shimmery, like leaning towards metallic, something like that. So I did use it to create this entire eye look today. As I go through the colors, I will share with you what I put where and what finishes certain shadows have. And then I just don't think that there's huge variety in this palette. So if you are like complete eyeshadow junkie, you want something that's is so versatile, you could do this, you could do that, this is not the palette for you. But if you're a beginner, if you're a neutral lover, you could do a very easy neutral look. You do have that nice pop of gold, which is nice, and then you have your darker smoky shades. So something today I did sort of like an in-between. I didn't do like a completely blacked out lid or anything like that, but the tail part is definitely a little smokier. I used quite a few colors to achieve this look. They build up beautifully. So again, I think this palette's geared towards beginners. I definitely still get some wear out of this, being someone who really likes eyeshadow, especially pigmented, more intense eyeshadows. So as far as packaging, let's talk about that as well, because that's another pro for all Lily Lolo packaging. This is really quite thin. Amazing for travel. Those of you who are neutral lovers, again, you can see that's it. It's really tiny, just about the size of my hand lengthwise, and is that beautiful black and white, has that, it's matte, and then it has the shimmery embossing. What I love about the matteness of it is that it's not like that NARS packaging where it collects fingerprints. So though it is a little fingerprinty, it's not that intense, and this is able to be wiped down. As we open the palette up, we have an amazing mirror in here. The mirror is really clear. The mirror is really wide, so I can see the entirety of my face, especially my eyes, if that's what you were working on. And I mean, you could so easily set this up and do your makeup in it. It's not the biggest mirror ever, but again, another pro for traveling. Let me cover that so I don't blind you. And then we have all the shades laid out just like this. So the first 3 shades are really what I have the biggest problem with this palette with, because I don't think there's much variety within them. They do have different finishes, they do get gradually darker, but from this 4th shade down is when the palette definitely excites me a little bit more. So let's just get right into it as far as the names and swatches go. First up, we have the first shade. The first shade is Stark Naked, and Stark Naked is this satiny, I told you it's more satin, but it does have sort of a sheen to it. You could definitely map this out from eyelid to brow bone, I think, and this is sort of like almost a silvery, very light taupe. So it's definitely a cool tone. This palette definitely is cool toned with exclusion of that gold shade in the center there. But it's a nice shadow, it's creamy, it's just not super exciting. But stepping it up a notch, a color that's super similar is Au Naturel. Au Naturel, however, is definitely more shimmery. So I would say that they're almost the same shade. Au Naturel has a tiny bit more pink to it, but Au Naturel is the shade that I have on my lid and my inner corner today. So it does have a little bit more reflection. That's sort of what I was going for. if you start to blend through the crease, that sort of shimmer will dilute, so make sure you go back and add another layer so you can make sure that it really pops. It is almost like would be a beautiful highlighter shade if it wasn't so taupe, but the sheen on it is really beautiful and picks up nicely. For the third one, we have Skinny Dip. This is where it officially starts to just get a little bit darker, but again, the three are pretty interchangeable. I wish that they would have put a matte bone shade in there instead of one of these three, but this one is a little bit more rich. This one is a little bit more of like a honey, light brown shade, and again, this does have a sheen to it. Very similar finish to that second Au Naturel shade. This is a great one to throw over the lid. It is what I started working on the crease with. To deepen up my crease, I went ahead with this, and this is probably my favorite palette, my favorite shade in the palette. This is the shade Shy Away. The texture of these shadows are so smooth. I'm swatching on the back of my hand. They are wonderful, and they build really nicely. So though the pigment right away isn't so intense, it's beautiful. Anyways, this is the shade Shy Away, and Shy Away is this beautiful, cool toned brown, but it's not very dark. It's more like a milk chocolatey sort of shade. Again, that's what I went in and deepened the crease with. So it's not quite in the outer V, but that darker shade you're seeing up at the top, that is that shade. It's gorgeous. Not quite as metallic as Au Naturel and Skinny Dip, but still has a sheen to it. Not a matte shade in the slightest. Now the pop of color in here, if you could say that, is Lady Godiva, and it's a beautiful warm gold. I love this shade. It has a nice sheen to it as well. If you guys saw my last tutorial, I used it in the inner corner. This shade is great on the lid. If you really want to take your look from day to night, I would say swipe this on the lid. It'll give a little bit of extra drama, and it's a very true gold shade, so it's not too light, it's not too dark, and it has just enough sheen to it without being overpowering. After Lady Godiva, we have the shade Birthday Suit, and Birthday Suit is a cool toned, almost has a purple taupe to it, but this is along the lines of MAC Satin Taupe, I would say. Again, a good standard shade to help blend out the crease. This, with a tiny bit of the black that I'm going to share with you guys at the end, is what I have in the inner corner. So this is what I would use to start deepening up the crease. This is where we start getting some variety in shade as well, so I really enjoy that. Next up is still cool tone, but it is a little bit more, pulls a little bit green rather than purple, I would say, is the shade Exhibitionist. And Exhibitionist is still brown, but it's just a little muddier, it's a little deeper, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It just leans very cool green. I think things go like cool purple or like cool green. So this almost has, I want to say, warmth to it, but not really. Really, again, a great shade. Deeper than Birthday Suit. If you even wanted to slowly but surely gradually build up the pigment, you could go in with that, but realistically I would do one or the other. This again is more of a satin finish compared to the others. And finally we have the shade Expose, which upon looking at it, it looks more like a black, but when you swatch it, because it's not insanely pigmented, it's more of a gunmetal. Again, this gunmetal does have a slight sheen to it, more along the lines of a satin, but this palette does contain no matte shade. So this is just a really nice gunmetal shade. Again, I use it just at the bottom here, just to like slightly rub into my lower lash line, and the little tiniest bit mixed in with Skinny Dip, Birthday Suit rather, in the outer corner. So that's the palette wrapped up, you guys. The shades, they do swatch beautifully. Again, I think there's just a certain type of girl that could get down with this palette, use it the way that it deserves to be used, but they swatch, I mean, it's a beautiful palette. It really is. It's just a good neutral palette. It's nice to have it all in one place. Again, if you're someone who travels, look into this. If these colors aren't speaking to you, you do have options for other shades. If you would like me to review or swatch anything else, do let me know. I only share with you guys stuff that I absolutely love, so keep that in mind. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you'd like to shop the Lily Lolo Laid Bare palette, feel free to. It's always in the description box down below, and I will have a swatch photo of all the colors down my arm so you guys could see them and see if this is the right palette for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. I upload new videos every single Monday and Friday, and I don't want you guys to miss it, okay? And don't forget to check us out on social media. It's always listed in that description box down below. We're everywhere. Keep up with us, and you know what new products, what maybe new Lily Lolo drops we have coming. Who knows? So thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!